Hello there, it's Paul here and welcome everyone. A couple of videos ago I did mention I've got to have a go at a snowman this year, so I decided to do something a little bit different and created this guy. Now I'll have a chat at the end on how I got on with this one. I decided that I wanted to try something a little bit different, and before I even started videoing this project, I actually created this little guy. I still think this is probably one of the best snowmen I've done. The whole piece was out of one piece of wood. I think that's ash, and I think what makes this is just that little bit of brown that's actually in the wood there. I created this almost the same way as I did the larger one. The only exception was that I used a Sharpie for the buttons and the eyes and the mouth, and I still turned the same piece of Padauk for the nose. With this one though, the hat was still made separately like with the big one, but it was out of the same piece of wood, and it was also sprayed with my water-based colours. I was hunting around the shed for a piece of wood, and I spotted a piece of silver birch I'd had in the corner of my shed for probably the last 4 or 5 years. And I knew it was going to be a spalted piece of birch because a lot of the birch I've got has been like that, and I could see it anyway. That really did cause me some problems because this is one really piece of punky wood, and I didn't even use all of it. So I mean, you can see the big chunk I've got left over on this, and hopefully you can see on the end there really how punky this is, especially when you go through it with something like a parting tool, because you're not really cutting through the fibres. So I tried all sorts, trying to get this as smooth as possible. Skew had probably the best cut out of the lot. I used different gouges. I soaked the whole thing with sanding sealer before I then sort of took the final cuts and then got down to the shape I wanted. And I've got a reasonable finish on there, but it still took quite a bit of sanding. Because it was so big and you've got all this coloration in the wood from the spalting, I just knew using a Sharpie was not going to be good enough. And I didn't want to do sort of like turn the buttons, the eyes and stuff like that. I wanted to try something different, which is why I went for the Milliput. In the end, I decided to use the little piece of nail that I was using to push it in, just to pattern it all so it made it look like bits of coal. Even though I had that big piece of silver birch left over, I didn't want to really use it for the hat because I just thought, well, colouring it just wasn't going to make it look very good. So I just found another piece of wood that I've got on the shed. I think it was beech. Then I used the Chestnut Spirit Stains on there to get the black. I hope you like that one. I actually quite like that one. It's certainly the biggest snowman I've done so far, and be interested to hear your thoughts, especially on the use of Milliput on this as well, creating that coal effect. Thanks a lot for watching.